Hello, this is Holy Spirit Tarot by me. I am Anita. I'm sleepy. So, air signs, I started your reading yesterday, but something happened and I could not finish it. So, here I am in the morning freezing. I did keep the energy of your reading intact. I kept your reading intact because uh, this is what I feel the message was sincerely supposed to bring out to you. Energies change, energies are fluid. Had I shuffled the cards and restarted again, the reading could have been totally different, but whoever I'm reaching, this is the reading that you need to hear. So excuse my voice, puffy eyes, and all that. Excuse me. Okay, I've already ready shuffled all the cards like I basically just said. So let's get started. I'm using, oh my gosh, not a morning person. I'm using the emotional healing cards at the end of the reading. They're to balance your emotions for a healthy mind, body, and soul. I love these cards. They also have timing on them, which is very interesting. I'm using the Black Angel cards. It's an oracle deck of messages and divining for divining your life, help you guide your own life, give you clues. And I'm using an African tarot deck called the Tarot of the Orishas. This deck is based off of folk tales and gods and goddesses that are African culture. African, I know, is a continent, but they are based on different countries in Africa. So basically, it spans the entire continent. So that's why I say African. They are different, very different from the European, uh, main basic European cards that most everybody is using, which is the Rider Waite. Of course, Europe is continental, spans all types of countries, but some of the cards are recognizable and comparable to the same meaning, but there are several cards that have no comparison, which is why I like that deck. It's a full broader vision of what is really going on. It gives, because cards are based off of energy and energy needs language. These cards expand your vocabulary for reading. All right, let's get started with your oracle card. It chose the midwife for you. These are also African cards. All of the cards are based off of something from Africa. I can't even pronounce the person's name. From the angel deck, it's Zinzu Earthland Manuel. Okay, let's go ahead and read the midwife for you. Please excuse my morning voice. The midwife, you are the witness to creation. On the waking path, you are birthing. On the sleeping path, you are in paralysis or fear. The card came out upright. However, from your tarot reading, looks like I needed to read it reversed also. You're coming out of this paralysis and fear and into this, you are now birthing. That's what I see from your tarot spread. So go ahead, let's read this. You are always present at the birthing of something created. You welcome energy as a midwife makes the rough arrival of ideas, projects, and life itself more bearable. You have the wisdom, courage, and caring nature needed during birthing times, and your loving attention is important in easing fear. Your close relationship with fear also makes you close to life and death, because they can be the things we fear most. You help us through our fear of moving forward with life. As a midwife, you are the passage for bringing someone or something from one world to the next, or bringing life or projects from seed to creation or manifestation. As midwife, you are called on to help bring forth our creations, bring part of our rites of passages, initiations, transitions from birth to life, and sometimes life to death. You are invited to join. You are well connected to what you help birth, and this connection can last for generations, assisting with the preservation of lineage, community projects, organizations, and kinship. Your waking path is evident when you see newness of freshness around you in the form of thoughts, things, or people. As healer in the community, you carry us through to face what we need to face in the healing. You rally for us, whispering in our ear, keep going, continue the path no matter what. When it appears as though we will not make it, that nothing seems to be changing in our lives, you, midwife, will come again to encourage the bringing forth of our creations. Your support as midwife is vital to our wellness and to sustaining the path of life. You help us from turning around and running away too soon. You are present with us until the work is done. The birthing process is a sacred ceremony, and you are there. Historically, special women were available to ensure the continued creation of children, birthing rituals, and birth sanctuary. An incarnation of midwives in our lives helps us through our fear of moving forward with life. Since midwives are around when there is fear, people tend to expect more from you than you can give. You may find yourself trying to give them more than you have. This situation could lead to your feeling unappreciated for what you give and others feeling shortchanged by your inability to ease them of your misery. Sorry for the noise in someone's house. The sleeping path may emerge at this point. On the sleeping path, you too can be paralyzed by the fear of creation. We're talking about the sleeping path during the video, my last one. On the sleeping path, the sleeping path may emerge at this point. I think that's where we started at. On the sleeping path, you too can be paralyzed by the fear of creation. In this fear, you might not feel capable. You might latch into some notion that you are really unskilled in the birthing process, that you can't help others. You might be fearful of the thought that you too have the ability to be a creator, not just someone who helps others create. This paralyzing fear then closes off your life possibilities in your mind. As a midwife, you might want to embrace the fear as evidence of gifts coming from into your life. These are the gifts you ask for, bringing forth others, creators in fine, as long as you are aware of your own gifts. Know that birthing or creating is tightly woven together with fear. In your healing, step fully into the fear and wait for the gifts you abound. But this did come up in the upright. However, I read it also in the reverse because of like I said, because of the cards that are here in front of me. Okay? Air signs, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. For your tarot cards, we have pulled Iku, which is death. Don't be afraid of that card. And then we pulled Three of Swords, Three of Air. Also, Six of Earth, Fairies and Sylphs. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Seven of Fire. I like this card. That. Get back. And the Babalorisha, Master Magician. Okay?
Okay, can you put that up there for me?
Alright. I've already so pulled your healing cards, but I'll go through them later. Alright. So, based on the notion, you are a midwife. You are a midwife. Something has ended. It is ended. Totally ended. Something that has died cannot be brought back to life. Total flesh and bones. Not only did it end, it was doomed to end. This is like the Grim Reaper. It was supposed to end. It was going to end. Like life cycles, like butterflies coming out of the cocoon. Butterflies are not supposed to stay into the cocoon. They're caterpillars. They come out into butterflies. It is supposed to happen that way. This was part of their life cycle. However, when I see this card, Three of Air, you possibly held on to that ending too long. try to make it unnaturally continue. Because this card is the card of pain caused by your own looming shadow of doubt. Give everything a shadow of a doubt to keep it going. Well, let's just give this a shadow of a doubt. See the birds that's in the shadow and hanging on to the ledge. And you got hurt by this, very much so hurt. See the mountains? The clouds is here. This is where your intuition lies. You knew what to do. Your clouds is here. You got this vulture here hanging over you. So this ending hurt you far more than it needed to. This card came after the ending. But there's one bird still alive, looking down on it too. Maybe that's your last two tries. Maybe you're looking down on the pain that was caused. Keep giving things a shadow of a doubt. Sometimes we can't continue to do that. We have to see things as they are. If something's dead, we have to see it and recognize it as dead. Stop trying to breathe life into it. Look at this thing has a cape on the skeleton. Stop trying to put clothes on something dead. It's dead. I think this delayed you. This caused you great pain. I say that because of some of the cards that came out for you. And this is some of the reasons that you did hold on so long. Because possibly you had low self-esteem. Some of you had low self-esteem. If I let go of this, I might not get this again. I have no idea why you would want that again. I'm looking at it. It doesn't look anything to be desired. There's no more meat on the bones. There's no more shape to this. The only thing there is a cape. It's kind of a cool cape, though. I guess you could still want that, but low self-esteem, I'm going to read that for you in a negative sense. Low self-esteem perpetuates itself in vicious cycle. I'm my own worst critic. I fail to see what makes me blessed and beautiful. But in a positive sense, low self-esteem is a better starting point than self-importance. I'd rather grow a hero than puncture a bubble. You understand? That's more like humility, though. Not necessarily low self-esteem, the fact that you don't get what you deserve, which puts you in depression. It's a very depressive scene I'm looking at here. Depression is a blanket that muffles the spirit, or a fog in which we've lost our way. Every problem weighs heavily, impeding personal progress. I have low energy. Possibly you didn't have the energy to change the situation, but the situation changed on its own by dying, which made you angry. Anger is a fire within the body, not purifying but destructive. It can make you feel isolated. It can make people avoid you. It can make you do things you later regret. That's why this card would be here. Okay? You felt hopeless. You should feel hopeless because there's hopelessness in death. But beyond death, there's life. You know, if you are preventing something from naturally dying, that means you're avoiding what comes next, which is something new, birth. And remember, we're talking about you being the midwife here. Hopelessness is submission to powerful forces or even weak forces. Acceptance of defeat seems easier than continuing to struggle. I have no strength left for the battle. But in a positive sense, hopelessness can bring about a change of priorities. I concentrate on the moment, abandoning thoughts of future triumph. I regroup my inner reserve. Something died. Go ahead and mourn, regroup, get it together. Now we have stomach. You're on your way. Now this is past. This is past energy. You're coming out of this. Okay? Stomach. You know where the stomach is located, but from here is your power source. From here is where you manifest. From here is where you feel all of your intuitive nudges, and your life force comes from there. As a midwife, you know that from here is where the baby is born. You're about to birth something new. Okay? I walk tall with my sense of inexhaustible power and rich potential. Right? Whatever was going on here affected your sexuality. It affects your vigor, your life force. It affects your creativity. If you're an artist, you probably didn't do much art, at least nothing very inspiring. It affected your spontaneity because you kept hanging around dead things, something that's dead and stinking. My mom used to say ought to be gone. But now, with the six of earth, the sun is out. That sun, the sky's clear, just a few clouds. Here we are in the village with others around. We have a bull here and a goat, two stubborn entities sharing from the same trough. Here is a provider providing to these entities, giving fairly, give and take. This also is a card of, in a general sense, when you will find like a job, you will have a job and it will be equally, the work will be equally meted out. There will be fairness, there will be give and take. Or some relationship, something in your life is going to become fair. Where something was unfair, now it's going to start. See, the clouds are parting, the sun is coming out. Things are going to be fair where things have been unfair. Because what was is gone. This is something new. Here we have the fairies and sifts. This is the card of using your intuition. See this fairy on a cloud here? This is your air sign. Air is mental energy. This card is a card of mental energy. Now you're not just going to use your mind, which everybody has. We're born with a mind, but then your third eye, you're a different mind. The mind that comes from a higher power. The mind that comes from, oh yeah, we all have this intuition. We don't all use it. But it's part of the most important part of our thinking process is to use our intuition. And this card showing up shows you, Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, that you will now begin to take hold of your power, your ability to use your very sharp intuition. The more you use it, the more clear it will get, the more it will guide you and prevent you from staying out of situations like this. It will warn you of things to come. And then we have the Seven of Fire. This will warn you of things to come. So whatever it was that died, looks like it will come back mentally up here. Something's dead is dead, but sometimes we linger. We keep thinking about it over and over and over and over and bringing it back to life. We just won't let that thing die. But this time, when it comes back, you'll have your intuition in place and you will be offensive against it, defensive against it. See the dragon? That's those negative thought processes. See the fire? But see, you have that shield there and you're like, get back out of here. I'm done with that. You're done being stuck. All right? You're done being had. You're done being taken for granted. You're done giving things the benefit of the doubt. You're done. And now you're with Babalorusha. You are now manifesting your desires. So you have this on this table is experience. There's a candles. That's a candle of understanding. Your path is lit now. There's a cup. This is the cup of, there are tools in tarot. Cups are representative of emotions, love. Knives or swords are representative of thought processes, mental or communication, whether silent or vocal or written. And then we have fire, which is in tarot representative of passion and drive, the life force. And then here I don't see it, but we also have, I guess that's what's in the plate, bread and stuff. So coins, if that's coins, depends on what the artist says. In some cultures, coins is actually rocks. So that could be it, since this is an African card. Those could be rocks. But anyway, that's earth. That's something that's grounded, spendable, touchable. A child is an earth, would be something symbolized earth. Things we touch, feel, taste, like that. Okay. You have everything right here on this table. You have gone through everything. You have used these tools. You've learned how to use your wisdom. You have learned how to use your emotion. You have learned how to control your passions. And now you're going to take those tools in your hand and you're going to manifest what it is you actually want in your life. And I guarantee you, you don't want this. You don't want any more bringing forth the dead. Only using your mental faculties, which will keep you in illusion. Now you're saying, no, no. As above, so below. Whatever I'm conjuring in my head, that's best for me, that's coming from my intuition, that's God-given, I'm now going to make happen. Nothing just happens by osmosis. You have to do something about it. And the first thing is to manifest it. You have to see it, see yourself in it. So you have to see it in your life. Then you have to write it down, make a vision board. Then you have to take action to make it happen, step by step by step. If you need a job, you have to look for the job. These are actions. These are things that you do. You have to look for the job. You write the job down. You have to do your resume, clean up your resume or whatever. You have to make contact, send your resume in, wait for the call, manifest, manifest, manifest. You have to do something. You can't just sit there and manifest and hope it comes to you. That's not how life works. You'll never have anything except for dead things going on in your head that you keep bringing back to life. Once upon a time, I used to be a god, but now, and then you get all depressed. Once upon a time, I used to play amazing basketball, but now, and you don't do anything with that. That's this energy. Once upon a time, I had a lot of money, and now that has to stop, and you are stopping that. Once upon a time, we were so in love. Let's just try it again, 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 again. And that's why people stay in relationships, dead relationships, 15, 20, 25 years. Oh, let's do it for the kids. Boy, I'm sure your kids must be very excited. Did you decide to stay in something dead just for them? How loving that must be. Anyway, that's just my sarcasm. I apologize. So now you have anxiety in the reverse. You're coming out of anxiety. That is exciting. Who wants anxiety? Just remember, you were in depression. You're coming out of depression, which obviously, normally what happens, naturally, processing, now you're coming out of anxiety. Anxiety came in reverse. So that means, on a positive sense, anxiety attunes me to risk. I weigh all factors carefully. I follow reason, not illusion. I take precautions. I equip myself to deal with my problems. No longer are you sitting there roaming in your head about what was. Now you're going to deal with your problems. Okay, look, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it's dead. We need to do something different. We're going to do it now. Remember, you're a midwife. There is fear. Where life is, there's fear. Before a baby's born, the mom's afraid. Before someone's about to die, everybody's afraid. There's always fear. But you're going to conquer that fear because this is your course in life. You birth things into existence. The things, when we have a great calling, the thing that will prevent us from that calling will be our biggest test. Once you get through that, you can start going into your calling. It's worth it. So you're coming out of anxiety. Thank you, God. And now love can come through. Yeah, you blocked love before. Love and death, no. Fear and love. The only enemy love has is fear. So possibly that you are in love, or you were in love, or this was a past love. It was an illusion, whatever it is, because here, this is real love. And love starts with love of self. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. Do you like what you see? Whatever you see in yourself, you're going to see in someone else. So you have to start here. Okay? Love. Love, when mature, transform the whole world. You're a midwife. This is your job. Transform the whole world. Every moment becomes more precious. I give in abundance from a heart full of empathy. Empathy.
All right.
Okay? And now that makes you authentic, genuine. Now you can be trusted. I know I'm not going to hire a midwife I can't trust. Makes you genuine. Makes you honest with people. I try sincerely to live honestly and simply and make others happy. I am open and transparent about my failings. You have failed. It's okay to fail. You have to have experience. Now that you've failed and you've moved on, you can teach others what happens when you fail and the possibility of moving on. I am open and transparent about my failings. I tell the truth to myself first, and others, without wish to harm. You're an air sign, king of swords, queen of swords. The top of your game, you are honest, you are verbal, you know how to communicate. It's important to communicate clearly, lovingly, but basically sharply. It's important because that's the truth needs to be delivered in a way that doesn't confuse people. All right? No wish to harm. Behind your words have to be love and authenticity. And here we have unique. This is you. You are unique. The fact that this card came up and at the bottom of the deck is addiction. And before that is winter. And before that is distracted and trauma. And claustrophobia and disconnected. And you have just come out of some really nasty stuff right here. It looks like to me you are addicted to something. That addiction is over. Addiction is anything that we feel like we can't go through life without, and we keep returning to it. Whether that will be drugs, which is the obvious thing when people think about addiction. But when I think about addiction, I think about relationships. You feel like you have to be with somebody or you are nobody because this unique card is here. You're unique. No, you're not that person. Thank God. You're midwife. That person may not be called to birth life into existence and follow people until they birth their own creations. That's a huge calling. Thank God. You are unique. You have your own plan. Why be addicted? Why be stuck on someone has fed you a bunch of crock? Maybe they were very attractive. And maybe you had childhood traumas. Maybe when you were a child, you did things and nobody gave you accolades for those things. And maybe this person, whoever this person or I associate everything to people because, most of our life we're just with people rather than things. And maybe whatever happened here, whether it be a job, work, love, or whatever happened, made you think you weren't as important to them as them. Well, you were unique. Who cares what they think? I am special, and I shine my light for all to see. I offer gifts that no one else offers. They flow from my unique self and personality. I find my own way of dealing with my emotions, a way built on a lifetime's experience of being me. A lifetime. How can someone else tell you that you are not special? We don't need to be addicted to anything except growth. Let's be addicted to growing. Let's be addicted to truly maturing so that we can step into who we are, which is this midwife. We birth things to help people give life to their creations. Aquarius, you are people who want to help humanity, but that will be impossible until you help yourself. Gemini, master with words, master with language, creation, but it would be muted if you don't come and step into yourself. Libra, just love all, balance, want everything to be fair, give and take. The world isn't always built like that. You have to come into yourself. You have to understand who you are. Learn your own limitations. Be honest about your failings. Nobody likes to fail, but we all do it. So this is your reading. I hope you're encouraged. Have a good weekend.